Back in the book segment tonight, shootings at a school in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, Newtown, at Virginia Tech, and now at Umpqua Community College raise a very simple question. Are American students safe? Joining us now from San Antonio, Texas, Dr. Ron Martinelli, former police officer who's an expert on campus shootings. First of all, you know why they're not giving the name of the shooter out?
I think I have a good idea as a death investigator, Bill. Even though the suspect is deceased and people might think this is the end of the investigation, it's actually the beginning of the investigation. And I know that right now the police departments are securing search warrants for any vehicle that the suspect might have driven to the campus and also any place of residence. And if there are other people associated, like family members, not associated with this incident, but people that know him, that may want to protect him after he's dead, they don't want to release that name until they've secured the vehicle and have hit the house.
Okay, I also think there might be something about protecting the family. That, you know, if you put the name out and then the family members in the community, you got to get them in a position where they're not going to be harmed by somebody who might overreact. However, you know, Doctor, that this is very unusual, that usually the police will put forth the name of the perpetrator, particularly when the perpetrator is no longer on this earth. And they don't hold it back for 24 hours, and they don't do this kind of thing. This is an unusual situation.
Well, Bill, you know, it's also unusual the size of the agency that's working. This is not, you know, Los Angeles or Dallas or someplace like that.
But they got the states in there now.
This is a relatively...
The state police is in there now. The FBI is down from Portland. They've got the heavy hitters in there. Look, I'm not complaining. I'm just going, look, there's rumors about this guy. We have a name right here. I'm not going to, as I said earlier in the program, say it because it could be a hoax, and I don't want to put anybody in jeopardy. Now, ABC News is reporting, again, this is being kept under wraps. The guy had 3 handguns and a rifle. Why would they hold that back? I mean, why don't they just say, here's what the guy had. We don't want to give you his name, but here's what he had, and here's that kind of thing.
You know, I can't, I'm not the chief investigator in this case.
Isn't that unusual, too?
You know,
I mean,
can't tell you why they haven't done that.
You got to pry it out.
I would think that that's a little bit unusual.
Yeah.
I think that part is a little bit unusual.
Okay.
I would be transparent there.
Okay. Now, the overall picture. You're starting to see, beginning with Columbine, that schools are targets, or is that overstating it?
No, schools, it is a forensic fact that schools, whether they're elementary schools or they're high schools or colleges, they are a target, and there's a good reason for them being a target. You know, you have a lot of sheep. You have a lot of unarmed people there. You have limited protection. I believe the school district person told you that for a campus of 3,000 people, they only had 2 security staff, of which they were going to be immediately overwhelmed by something like this. So that type of environment where you have a lot of victims,
right?
It absolutely is, and that's why these ticking time bombs, and I think we will find that this person is a ticking time bomb. That's why when he had his precipitating moment, and that's what we have to find out, what was the straw that broke the camel's back here? He had a plan to kill as many people, hurt as many people as possible, and you've got a great college campus there, a lot of victims running around, nobody with a plan, and it's easy shooting.
Okay. Now, the president and many Americans believe that if the federal government cracked down on firearms and made them more difficult to obtain, that the people you're talking about would have a harder time committing these crimes. Does that stack up logically to you?
Absolutely not. If you go to my site at drronmartinelli.com, I talk about this. I've got a lot of statistics on this site, and the forensic fact is that's completely incorrect. I don't know what planet this man lives on. I thought you made some excellent points about you know, the strictest gun laws. The states that have the cities that have the strictest gun laws, many of them have the highest homicide rates. Baltimore, Los Angeles, Detroit, Chicago, New York. You've mentioned them all.
So what do you believe can be done, if anything, to protect Americans from the ticking time bombs, as you put it?
Well, two things. Number one, I agree very much with what you said. There has to be enhanced sentencing, and people have to follow through with it. And having a federal sentence for this type of crime that goes all the way through all 50 states and our protectorates is an excellent suggestion. However, they have to follow through, and they have to sentence strictly. Number two, the people that do have mental health disorders, and the people that are restricted, you know, if you go and fill out the license form, or actually the gun purchase form, and it asks you all those questions, the federal government has got to staff that appropriately with both manpower and technology, where that we can check those things out. If you remember, one of the last shooters slipped through the cracks. That's a federal problem.
Yeah, the guy in
That's
Charleston.
not a state problem.
Right, and it's almost impossible.
Absolutely.
Human beings being, fallible, and the 325 million people and 100 million guns already on the street, it's almost overwhelming, and that's depressing. Because I wish there was a magic wand, Doctor, I really do. But when people go to your website, check it out. We appreciate your expertise tonight. Thank you.